Okay, sorry, I had to calm down the bird here. What are you doing? I'm not talking. He as soon as I started talking, he's like, "Oh, let me get in there." Anyway, kids, we are going to be talking about some of the things that I believe DC are messing up on as normal. You know what? When I was a projectionist, I mentioned it seems like Warner Brothers will never miss an opportunity to shoot themselves in the foot. This is something they do. If they're succeeding, they'll find a way to screw up. Hey, Ara, what's up? And they put up a question. They put up something. I'm like, wait a second. What? How is this even a thing? Where they're deciding that they are going to let one of the CW shows go. Is it going to be Gotham Knights or is it going to be Superman and Lois? It's, oh my gosh. You know what? It reminds me of that Saturday Night Live skit where you have Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze both auditioning to be Chippendale dancers. One of the funniest skits ever on SNL. And God bless Chris Farley. He freaking went for it. Because, I mean, look, Patrick Swayze, specimen. God bless Patrick Swayze. The man was gifted in everything, but unfortunately had cancer. And, you know, Chris Farley's just out there waving his fat around us. And people are like, okay, now it really is a tight race. No, it's not. It isn't. Look, if you're going for the Chippendales, you go for Patrick Swayze. If you're talking about what show do you freaking save between Gotham Knights and Superman and Lois, how is that even a debate? Oy Vega Vault, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, I'm actually behind on both shows here, but I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of Superman and Lois back to back. This was so freaking, it was late at night too. It's one of those things where, like, you know what, maybe I'll fall asleep to an episode and then I'm just riveted all throughout it. And I forced myself to watch, I believe, the first 3 or 4 episodes of Gotham Knights. I got to tell you, I didn't mind the way they handled, what do they call it? The Talon. I thought he looks good. It's comic book accurate. The only thing that's comic book accurate in the entire show. At one point, they have Robin, and Robin is 2 feet tall, Hispanic girl, and the Hispanic part really doesn't have much to do with it. Just a way to describe. And she goes up against this guy who is like 6 feet 52. You know, he's like big, and she's just taking him down. Now, granted, she did use a couple of gadgets, but no freaking way. No freaking way. The amount of punches that this girl would have to throw, they wouldn't do anything. They just wouldn't do anything. Look, I didn't hate Gotham Knights the way I'm supposed to, I guess, but I love Superman and Lois. I have not heard of anyone who doesn't like Superman and Lois, maybe because he is, in fact, an evil black cat. What do you say on this?
I like Superman and Lois.
Oh, good, good. You're not as evil as I thought you were then. Oh, by the way, Germans will be bombing Pearl Harbor and donkeys will be violated today, Maranya says. We're going to be talking about a couple of things.
Which stupid decision are we talking about?
They said that they're going to cancel one CW show, and or they're only going to keep one. But it was
they have to, so it's tomato tomato.
It's Gotham Knights or Superman and Lois.
Yeah, basically the CW licensing the Gotham Knights character is cheaper, so they're looking to keep Gotham Knights maybe.
I would think also, if I'm watching both shows, Gotham Knight.
How do I tell if this fish is cooked all the way?
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
How do I tell if this fish is cooked all the way?
How can you tell if the fish is cooked all the way? My daughter's here. She's asking me. What kind of fish is it?
Cod.
cod, so it's a white fish. Anybody know that? Oh, if it's raw, there will be kind of a silvery look. I'm sorry, guys. My daughter interrupted the show, but this is family. This is my life.
I usually stick a fork through it, and depending on how easy it goes through, it's either
stick a fork through it. And did it flake, or is it hard to cut? How can I be angry when I've got such a lovely daughter who will come in with the most random stuff and interrupt the shows? One time we even had an argument on the show. So she does, by the way, have the bird on her head, and if she walks out with twiddles, A+. But yeah, that's it. Also, there's usually like a silvery look. If the flesh is no longer translucent and it flakes easily, fish is cooked right, says Maranya. Maranya is Italian. Trust her with cooking. Okay, so there you go. All right.
All right. I think this is good.
Okay, I cook everything until it's black on the outside and raw on the inside. So, yeah, I'm not gonna help. All righty. Anywho, yeah, I watched both of them. It looks like Superman's an expensive show, and Gotham isn't. I mean, they don't even have Batman in this Gotham show. So I think you're right. I think they're gonna axe the good one, but
we're hoping that if they have, depending on who has the rights to do the production, HBO Max takes over. But they also said they're not doing new streaming shows for HBO Max.
Well, one problem that a lot of streaming services is discovering is, hey, look, it is expensive to keep going with all the content. Personally, I think they're going to have to just buy content rather than make it. Paramount Plus is having troubles. Disney Plus is having troubles. They're trying to make all this content and such to keep up with Netflix. Netflix, though, my gosh, Netflix has this, the way they do their streaming shows is they count how many people finish a show. It doesn't matter how it starts. So you get a lot of people say something like, wow, the show was good. Okay, that's great. But they don't go back and finish it right away. Instead, you let it sit for a while. Okay, I'll go back to it because it's Netflix. You can watch it anytime you want. But they count people who finish the show within a certain amount of time. And if you start a show and you like it, finish it. Just to help it out, because otherwise it's going to go the way of the dodo. Netflix is freaking famous for canceling shows that people love because a lot of people, it's streaming. You should be able to watch it at any pace, and they should understand that. But yeah, they'll cancel a show because it doesn't get finished quickly. Shows like Wednesday and such, of course, people watched it all the way to the end. Let's see. What's up? Gotham City Comics. Hello. Oh, hey, what's up? Gotham City Comics. Let's see. There we go. If it stopped moving. Dark Admiral, as far as fish, considers the Gollum approach. Just slam it on a rock a couple of times, and there you go. When I was in Thailand, by the way, a friend of mine did just that. But then cooked it. She goes, hey, you want to go fishing? Okay, sure. Let's go fish. It was rain. And I said, okay, let's go fishing. And we went to one of her friends. They had a fish farm. So it's kind of it's kind of packed in there. It's not real fishing, but so we pulled a couple out of their little river and or their little fish pond. And sure enough, she grabs it by the tail, whacks it on a rock, throws it in. She puts a whole bunch of salt and some lemongrass into it. Boom. Freshest fish I ever had. It was awesome. How you doing, Dalton?
I'm doing okay. What have DC done now?
Okay, so we're talking about what show to cancel, Gotham Knights or Superman and Lois. Now think about it. Take your time.
For the love of God, get rid of Gotham Knights.
I know, right? That's the way. But as Evil Black Cat was saying, the Superman characters are more expensive for the CW. Hopefully, as he said, the HBO Max will take it up. But of course, not just HBO Max, but streaming services all across the board are cutting down on content, and they are cutting down on stuff that they're making for their streaming service. Now, my big fear.
If I may ask a perhaps not entirely stupid question,
okay,
or
all
the
right,
viewers, the part.
You're freezing up there, Dalton.
People.
My big fear is with Disney Plus that the stuff they're going to get rid of is the classic Disney. That's why I'm there. Yeah, I watch the Marvel stuff from actually not just from time to time. I watch it on a regular. I'll watch the DC stuff. Like today, I was like, you know what I want to watch? Supergirl. I kid you, not the TV show, the Helen Slater movie. And you know, because sometimes if I hear a line or something, one of the worst lines in moviedom is Helen Slater going, "You have no friends, Selena." And it's read just like that. It's one of the, it's brilliantly bad.
I remember. We all remember that. Yes, I know.
A lot of people talk about like Man of Steel and how they're in a fight. So he's hit and he flies into an IHOP and then he's thrown across to a JCPenney or something. And then of course he's thrown into the 7-Eleven and they're like, oh, well, all the advertisements. I don't buy into that really, because drive down the road. You've got all
it just makes the world feel more lived in. Yeah. Honestly, I've never really minded product placement that much.
I don't know what the hell it was, but in Supergirl, the Helen Slater movie, there's a lot of Popeye's fried chicken. I mean, it like seems like the entire world revolves around this one building and all that. So there's a story there, I'm sure, but it's
like with the Power Rangers movie from a couple of years ago, where Goldar was buried under a Krispy Kreme somehow.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous a little bit. So we were talking about that because here's the thing: it might be cheaper to get the characters for Batman and do the Gotham Knights. It looks like it definitely looks like it's cheaper than Superman. But if all you're producing is crap, people are going to realize all you're producing is crap and they're going to walk away. Sometimes
I'd go by viewership numbers, frankly. Viewership numbers is what I would go by in this case, because the viewership numbers would indicate to you keep Superman and Lois and get rid of Gotham Knights, because no one apart from the people who mock Gotham Knights watch Gotham Knights.
Okay. I'm sorry. It sounded like the bird was tearing paper, and I've got auction comics out. I'm building the auction for tomorrow. He has tagged and autographed a couple of books before, and I'm kind of worried he's doing the same thing. Let's see, Gotham Knights because it's bestest thing ever, according to critics at Dillum.
I liked the 2017 Power Rangers movie. Thank you, Ethereal Dragon. Leave me alone.
You know what? God bless you for it. I didn't hate it, but then again, I'm not a Power Rangers guy. When I was 27 and raising babies at the time Power Rangers came out, and my daughters were not interested. So I never watched it. It didn't appeal to me. I just looked at it and went, what happened to Ultraman?
As I see it, the main problem with 2017 Power Rangers was there are two movies contained in that movie. There's a remake of The Breakfast Club, which is good, and there's a half-decent Power Rangers movie, which is also pretty good. But for some reason, the powers that be felt this needed to be the same movie. And so we get two halves of two pretty decent movies that are squished together for no reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I think that Black Cat's right. I think they're going to save Gotham Knights. I think it actually can be saved. First of all, put them in costumes. Second of all, make them do things. You got Duella Dent there. And
the only likable character.
And she's, but they don't do anything with anyone. They could have also named the main character Tim, Richard, You know,
They did not have the rights
Jason.
to do that because Titans had the rights, and there's this bad embargo. So because Titans has Dick, Tim, and Jason, they can't use any of those three.
And what it reminds me, there's a Neil Adams story where this really obnoxious kid shows up. Batman's, okay, you know what? Let's bring him in too. And he tells him he can't be Robin until he's properly trained. The guy gets all pissy and he puts on the Robin costume anyway. And he ends up dying. So it's like a one-issue thing. And this kid reminds me of that character so much. But, you know, I know I'm behind a couple episodes, but this Superman and Lois is freaking awesome. If you're not watching it, watch it, send letters, do all that. You know, there you go. Let's see. What else? There are other things. And there's one thing that just made my eyes roll like a freaking Las Vegas slot machine. And you know what? I know I'm so late on this video series, but gosh darn it, it requires me to read Tom King books. And my quick review of anything Tom King is this: the first half is going to be awesome. The second half is going to suck. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. So Tom King says, "Hey, guess what, guys? I got an idea." And this is for Wonder Woman. So it turns out that they are going to do a new Wonder Girl, and it looks like I don't have that story up. I thought I had that story up. Oh no, it's the DC. You know, that's
Go to Daniel St. Pierre's Twitter page.
Here. Let's see. Where the fudge did I put it? Twitter page. Is it on? Is it on Twitter?
Daniel St. Pierre.
Daniel St. Pierre. Okay, yeah. Sorry. This was supposed to be a. This was supposed to be a smoother transition. Nope, that wasn't it. But
people don't come here expecting professionalism. They know better by now.
I am so glad about that. But the thing is, I want to start giving it to them anyway. And I screwed up, and I apologize.
Twitter
guys.
inbox.
Twitter inbox.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sending you the stuff.
Yeah, I had it, and you're unavailable to review this tweet because this account owner limits who can view their tweets. Fuck me.
You got.
Oh yeah, I'm blocked by all the fucking comic book creators. If I'm not saying that to have clout or anything, guys. Like when I say that I am blocked by goddamn near every goddamn creator, comic book creator. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding one little bit.
Well, yeah, you were one of the original four horsemen of the original CG, so you're the devil as far as they're concerned. You might not be as much the devil as the other three, but you're still the devil.
Okay, you know what I did do, however? I am part of a couple of groups on Facebook because I keep up with what they're talking about as far as what do you call it? Speculation books.
Mm.
So it just so happens that I got it right here. Get on board for the first appearance of Wonder Woman's daughter, Trinity, in Wonder Woman 800, the precursor to the upcoming ongoing Tom King Wonder Woman series. Okay, there's a couple of things here. First, I hear a whole bunch of people, myself included, when I first saw this. My first thumbnail was going to be all of the Wonder Girls and go, hey, we got a new Wonder Girl again. No. Oh, no. This takes place 20 years in the future. We're not looking at Wonder Girl, guys. I think we're looking at Wonder Woman. And just like they're calling Jonathan Kent Superboy, they're going to call her Wonder Woman and not Wonder Girl.
Niggling little problem here as well.
No, I understand. Once again, I understand the true meaning of that word. You cannot say that word on this channel, Dalton, ever again, please.
Yeah, but
okay.
Teensy little problem here. Wonder Woman is immortal, you idiot.
I need you to acknowledge the fact that you heard me and you will not.
Yes, fine. This. Yes, fine. The YouTube censors claim yet another word in my vocabulary. Whatever.
Yes.
But okay. But What a little problem here. Wonder Woman is immortal, you idiots. There's no reason for her to pass the mantle.
Yes.
And
There's
Superman
so
ages slow. Maybe this is a cash grab, but what if they do it properly?
Tom King.
It's Tom King. Please hold your laughter. What if they do it properly? And they do it, they see the popularity of Damian, they see the popularity of John, and maybe they're trying to recreate that.
Well, maybe it's Tom King. So I'm not.
That's why I said hold your laughter.
Not a lot of faith. And here's what I thought right away. Like I said, first thing that came to my mind was Wonder Girl, and I'm like, look, what was the name? Flora Laurel, whatever her name was.
Lara Flor.
There you go, Lara Flor. Great design, great character. They wrote her poorly and did her so freaking bad. I didn't hate the character of Lara Flor. I hated how they
Yara, not Lara.
Obviously they buried her here, and now they're bringing up this one. What we have, Cassie Skidmark, we have Lara Flor, and we have Donna Troy. Only one of them I respect enough to say their names right. It just seems like this is just one more to pile on, and she's going to be forgotten as soon as she's written. It's 20 years in the future, so unless they figure out some way to get it into modern day continuity, yeah, I'm not seeing it work. I just don't see it.
And again, is Wonder Woman dead in this continuity? Because
No,
if she isn't, there's no reason to.
I think she's older and retired.
She doesn't age. Hippolyta still looks like she's in her late 20s, and she was born in the ancient Greek period.
You have Green Arrow and his son running around. Why can't Wonder Woman and her daughter run around?
Yeah, it's just it's one of those situations where somebody said, hey, Diana, do you have kids? And she said, none that I know of. Yeah. I think the jumping, it's going to jump in time back and forth. And so, modern day and then future, modern day and future. At some point, I guess they're keeping the father's secret. They're keeping the father's secret too. So I guess that's going to be a point of discovery. It will not be Steve Trevor, because that's what you want. It's probably going to be Clark
somehow, because they love doing the Superman Wonder Woman Nick thing.
It's only 20 years in the future. I hope not, because that means he cheated on Lois Lane.
Or Lois died.
Yeah, or they're going to be like, oh no, this is another world. Yeah. Creed, how the heck does Wonder Woman age, says Eric and Boyd. I'm quitting. But I don't know, guys. Like I said, you got so many freaking Wonder Girls out there. This one's going to be Wonder Woman. Now, her name's going to be Trinity. And I don't know if you can see it in
her superhero name is Trinity.
What? Yeah, her superhero name is Trinity. Now, I don't know if you can see it in this tiny little picture here. So let me highlight it. She has 3 magic lassos. She's got the golden lasso of truth, the silver one, and a black one going across her chest. So I guess that's why she could be called Trinity. If you guys know, because I have not heard of any Spectrum lassos. I didn't know they did the Green Lantern thing with her lasso there.
It's not to the best of my knowledge, unless I missed it. I missed something in the recent canon.
The
Maybe
new Wonder Woman's dad will be a test tube. Say again?
Maybe it's going to be something new.
Maybe they'll discover there are other lassos. But one thing I found, this is a speculation page. Let's see. Everyone gets a long lost, estranged kid now, is what they're saying. Definitely has potential, except for the fact that it's an anniversary issue that will get printed in mass quantities, like others have pointed out. It will be hard for this to gain much value in the near term. No, it's not going to gain value. It's going to come out at 800 issue. I'll guarantee you it's going to be a $10 book. She'll be a cool character that they'll randomly stop after a few books because DC screws everything it makes. There you go, kids.
This is true. This is very true.
Smart ones still remember Nubia and any of the trash introduced in his Batman run that went nowhere, but people are going to be to people, I guess. Yeah, I don't think you got some people. This guy says, "Hey, pre-ordered, rock on." You know, why not? The year is 1983. DC thinks it's a good idea to give Wonder Woman a daughter. Yep, there you go. Then the year is 2001. DC thinks it's a good idea to give Wonder Woman a daughter. The year is 2013. It's a good idea to give Wonder Woman a daughter. And now it's 2023. So apparently they've done this.
And if I may, just for a second, this is completely kind of an if I wrote scenario. Why not give Wonder Woman a son? That way we have to deal with the politics of what do the Amazons do when one of them is male. Like
that would have been a great story. Holy crap.
Except they already gave her a son and then killed him off. Not killed him off.
Wait, was that
like,
in that was in the Rebirth thing by what's her name? Yeah. There, I did stop reading that after.
Like honestly, with Wonder Woman, giving her a daughter is the safe option and the least good storytelling option. I vote for giving Wonder Woman a male child and seeing how she deals with that.
May her first child be a masculine child.
And more to the point, she's certainly not going to let the Amazons turn him into a slave child like they do all the other males, apparently, according to some of the canon. So there's that. That would be interesting.
Right. Let's see. Hold on. Wonder Woman. I'm going to see if that, because I know that they have a cover gallery as well. So take a look and see if I can't find it here. Okay, Wonder Woman. That's details at IGN. Not what I meant to have happen, guys. What's up?
Mainly, they're not going to do the son, because they already have two of the Trinity have sons. They're not going to do Generation 2 of Trinity with all male.
Oh, well, I don't know. Have Bruce have a second child who's a daughter for all I care. Like they
are teasing that, but they're not going to break up the Super Sons.
Well, no, but she can be the youngest of the new Trinity. Who cares? But that's not my point. My point is, because Amazon's having female children is the safe, non-storytelling based option, give Wonder Woman a child.
Wonder Woman a brother and did nothing with it.
Okay, here we go. Introducing Wonder Woman's daughter is a good hook for a new series, but that's not the only reason she's making her early debut and not Wonder Woman 800. This character is a core piece of King and Sampier's plans for the series. In fact, King tells IGN that Trinity was one of the first. It's not an idea. I'm sorry. Hey, guess what? We're going to give her. No, I'm sorry.
It's barely a premise, dude.
Hard to remember exactly, but I think I stole at least the first spark from Mitch Gerard, the brilliant artist whom I'm blessed to work with. Oh, you freaking are. If you had a lesser artist, Tom King, people would see through your so much faster. Mitch had a great idea for doing a sort of all ages short story to follow up on our Mr. Miracle series, where John and Damian would be babysitting Scott and Barta's kid, Jack. This got me thinking about the son of Batman, son of Superman, his older brother's babysitters, and how really the person they should be looking after is their little sister, the daughter of Wonder Woman. Okay. I have 3 kids, 2 of whom are close in age, and then one who's 5 years younger than those 2. So I'm very familiar with this dynamic. Alrighty. Batman's son, Damian, and Superman's son, John, have emerged as 2 of the most popular when they're kids. But once again, DC Comics was holding the freaking gun and says, what does this do? Blam! Right in the foot.
And even then, only when they're together, because nobody likes Damian when he's by himself.
Yeah. When Grant Morrison and Andy Kubert introduced Damian, it went off like an atom bomb in the DC universe. It was about Batman having a son, yes, but it was more about this attitude Damian brought. People fucking hated Damian.
Yeah.
Until he got teamed up with Jonathan Kent. Oy vey. King continues, this was a model for the impact we wanted for Trinity. Someone who could reflect the greatness of Wonder Woman and still show a next possible step for ideals embodied in that very impactful and very unique hero. And maybe more important than all of us, all of that is that John and Damian are so great together. Pete Tomasi and Patrick Gleason gave us endless gold. Yes, but then they stood up for Brian Michael damn Bendis. King
and
also,
Tim Taylor.
yeah. King also admits that the character code name was the result of a lot of trial and error. In the end, it was podcaster Daryl Taylor who suggested Trinity. So basically, Tom King, what I'm hearing is you truly have no ideas. Mitch Gerard had this idea, so I went with it. And this guy had this idea, so I went with it. You freaking rewrote god dang True Grit for Supergirl. Oh my! Hey, what? I got it. Okay.
No, what I'm here. No.
Hold on. I got an idea for Tom King. It's Die Hard, but hold on. In a skyrise building. Oh, use Nightwing, dude. Use Nightwing. Original idea there, bud. Take it away. Take it the fuck away. Yeah.
You know he's gonna use that now.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, Die Hard in a building would work. I've seen Die Hard on a boat. Now it's time to put it in a building. I'm sorry, Black Cat. You were about to say something. Did we lose him? I'm not on that page here. Let me. Sorry.
The cat has gone quiet.
Yep. All righty. Let's continue here, though. And let me return to the page so I can at least see comments as we go.
What happened?
Oh, I asked you because you were talking. So if you wanted to finish your sentence.
Yeah, I'm having some internet problems throughout the day, but I was going to say, what if this is a backdoor to get the Super Sons back together?
Oh, please. Yes, that would be awesome. That would be truly
they're
awesome.
not going to DH him, but they've been forcefully keeping the two separate. What if
it's two idiots and a baby with superpowers, basically.
Yeah.
But what if this is how we return the Super Sons?
That might be. Let's see. Damian was originally teamed up with Nightwing, then John Samuel Kent, says to Helium, and Cartoons of Comics saying, hello, I am doing a military anti-hero called Cobra. Jobless. Jobless finally can work on my own books. And, well, okay. There you go. Usually that's attached to a super chat, but glad to give you the advertisement there. Cartoons of Comics, gang. Go on over, check out his YouTube channel, see if it's your cup of tea. Not now, of course. Stay for the live stream and such. We're not even done with the article here. Let's see. Daryl's a super comic fan, and I've been bouncing ideas off of him for a decade. Sounds like he's just been giving you stuff. I had gone through 50 very bad names when he said Trinity, and it just fit perfectly. She'd have 3 lassos. She would complete what John and Damian had started. She wasn't another Wonder Woman. She was something new. And also, it was just cool. It's nice to have nerdy friends. I think that just confirmed it. She is not Wonder Girl. She is Wonder Woman.
Okay,
but
and here's
20 years in the future, though, you would expect Damian to be Batman and John Kent to actually be Superman and not just Superboy running around in his dad's clothes.
Yeah, but like they said, she is not going to be called Wonder Woman. She's just going to be called Trinity.
Trinity, yeah.
Well, but that's the thing. It's not even the most interesting way you could do a character called Trinity with this concept. Let's play the Elseworlds card for a minute, and let me pitch you my concept for Trinity.
Pitch away.
A universe where Lois dies and Diana and Clark hook up after Lois dies, and then she's trained by either a old Bruce or, more likely, Damian or Nightwing, depending on which of them is Batman at this time, and thereby she becomes the embodiment of the entire Trinity.
Sounds like the ending of Kingdom Come, but not the sequel, Thy Kingdom.
Yeah. Okay, so it goes on to say, as for the look of Trinity, Sampier tells IGN that the character is meant to blend the classic Wonder Woman aesthetic with more modern flair. And scroll up again. This is it. In all honesty, it's not a bad design. It looks almost though a little bit like the TV show. Like they were like, yeah, let's give her pants. She's got knee pads for reasons. I guess to do that sliding thing that we saw Wonder Woman do in the movie.
It's similar to Donna Troy's original Wonder Girl suit, the red one. Not the original, the second one. The red one.
Okay.
And then with the Wonder Woman designs, so kind of combines.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Let's see. Sam Pierce says it really was a big challenge, but a wonderful opportunity at the same time. Luckily, this one flowed pretty natural from the first attempt. Tom gave me some previous notes on how he would like to have the curly hair and a ponytail and also 3 lassos. Starting from there, my idea was to make a balance between some classic Wonder Woman details, like the stars, the bracelets, mixed with a more modern look. I pitched a possible design for Diana. And when we started the run with her having long pants, that finally we didn't use. So I thought it was a nice opportunity to give Trinity those pants.
If your starting premise is to modernize something, I already hate it. I've been burned too many times by the modern audience
for
card.
the modern audience. Yeah. Hold on.
Because what you mean is to actually post-modernize it, let's be honest.
Come on, there you go. All right, let's see. Finally, I loved Yara's design and her chest plate and wanted to do something similar to Joelle Jones' design and ours, like establishing it's a common piece young Amazons use frequently. For the colors, I like the idea of using blue as the dominant cover over red to make the opposite of her mother and give Trinity her own personality in that respect too, or aspect too. Trinity will be an incredible character, and I'm very honored to have created her look. Okay, there you go.
Press X to doubt on that one. Whenever you have to say they're going to be an incredibly unique character, it's like the guy who has to say he's tough. I already doubt.
So it says the new Wonder Woman is an interesting departure for King following his 85-issue run on DC's Batman title. And he has worked on self-contained limited series like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, The Human Target, Rorschach. One of those is good, and it's based on truth and grit. So go on.
What did he do to Rorschach? I don't even.
It was just not well written. The first issue sucked, so I never actually read through the. It might have improved. I don't know. So if any of you guys read Rorschach and you liked it, look, I only read the first issue. I didn't like it, so God bless you.
Your best off not knowing.
No, yeah. It was basically 3 things. First, I love where DC is going right now, where Jim Lee and Marie Javins are taking us, all the energy coming out of DC Studios, and I just wanted to be a part of it. Yeah, I think that actually is more of it. I wanted a Wonder Woman that if they used it in the movies, I would make bank. That's what I'm. That's maybe I'm being cynical, but whenever I see a derivative of one of the main characters, that's what I'm getting out of it.
Tom, James doesn't need any help possibly ruining DC before it starts. Don't encourage it.
Yeah, look, like Black Cat and we were talking about with Gotham and Superman. Gotham is cheaper. Superman's more expensive. Diana would be more expensive to use in a Wonder Woman TV show or movie, but this version, not so much. So yeah, like I said, I may be cynical, but I think this is more the reason.
No, for the movies, they're gonna go all out with the main characters, but again, they want to create a universe, right? A cinematic universe that lasts 15, 20 years. Whoever is the Wonder Woman actress won't be as around for 15, maybe 20 years. Because part 1 is already a 10-year plan, so
based on that and based on how Hollywood is now, where they won't greenlight a movie if it's not diverse, Yara Flor is still the better choice.
Yeah, but the real life actress is not gonna be around for 15, 20 years, being able to do what they can do.
Yeah, well,
that's why
true.
they got rid of Cavill. Whoever says what, he is pushing 40, they are not gonna pay him around to stick around until he's be a 60-year-old Superman. They're not going to take that risk with a billion-dollar industry.
It's why Hugh Grant. It's why Hugh Jackman quit being Wolverine after a while. It's just too hard to stay in that kind of shape.
I mean, The Rock is in his mid-50s and he can manage it, and I'm sure Henry would do it if he was allowed to play Superman.
The Rock is not exactly doing it naturally.
No, but nobody said anything about natural.
He also
had not natural rock formations.
Yeah, he had a huge head start. going in. So, yeah. Let's see. So is she another Mary Sue where her power is depression? She almost looks like Tomb Raider, Wonder Woman with all the ropes. Those are lassos, sir. Let's see. I'm just screaming. They don't use I know, right? Undead Quinn. They've got Yara Floor. They've got Cassie Skidmark. What? Sandsmark and Donna Troy. So yeah, they've got all these characters, and that's one problem with DC. They, instead of backing their classic characters, they keep flushing out all these really poor derivative characters. Hey kids, you're gonna love The Signal.
Who? And why?
The Signal was good, but they didn't follow up when he was good.
No, they didn't.
Who is The Signal?
He's a Bat character.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they keep bringing in these new characters instead of and Eric is bringing up something good, something I believe as well. What color on the spectrum is she going to be? You know they're not going to give her a boyfriend.
Well, I mean, if she's an Amazon, that's at least plausible, because
Amazons, if you want to put them in anything, are not lesbians. They're asexual. In making them lesbians and making them fall in love with Diana is fucking gross, because that girl was raised on Themyscira. When she was a baby, some lesbian Amazon looked at her and says, I can't wait for her to grow up so I could scissor her. No, I'm sorry. The implications are just disgusting. They are thousands of years old. Not like, oh, the Themyscirians are 1,000 years old, but each individual Amazon.
Like I say, Hippolyta was born at the time of Greek mythology still being a thing, and she still looks like she's in her late 20s. So there's that.
Are any of the crazy Twitter gender spectrum thing, it's going to be asexual. It's going to be, but if you tell me that an Amazon is looking at Diana, somebody she helped raise, that they're looking at her going, wow, she's sexy as hell, I want to go down on her. No, I'm sorry, that's gross as it really is. Yeah, maybe they're not related, Zeus in the mud and all that kind of stuff. And does she have an earthy taste? That's it. Anyway, it's gross. I don't buy into that. Greg Pak, by the way, no, it's not him. It's Rucka. Greg Rucka has a lesbian fetish. Has for decades.
Why?
Any female he gets a hold of, lesbian.
Why do you think he has the nickname Mr. Lesbian in this channel?
I know, right? And it's just, when he did Wonder Woman, he was like, I bet she's a lesbian. Who isn't to Greg Rucka? He doesn't say we're straight men. He says we're lesbian men. We like girls. It's just
all except for me, apparently.
Right? Yeah. You're the straight one.
Which
that's
the first time I've ever been that.
The Rock's legs are small in recent pics. Goes first late 40s, 50s. I guess so. Yeah, it really does. It really does. Let's see. Maybe Yara will be Jenna Ortega. Okay. Actually, that's not bad. Although the girl who played her sister in the Scream movies, I think, is a little bit more physical fit.
Jenna Ortega has to play Raven, though. I'm not budging on that point. She needs to play Raven.
You know what? I would sacrifice her as give her to Raven and let the other sister be. Yeah.
The joke is that Jenna Ortega is getting cast as any new character now that's Hispanic.
Actually, that's the way it works nowadays, right?
Well, I mean, having her play Lydia in Beetlejuice 2 makes perfect sense, because it's in the same wheelhouse as Wednesday. Same thing with Raven. Like, have her play all the cool goth characters. Have her play Molly Carpenter in a Dresden File show for all I care.
We're going to go to a different story, since you brought something that kind of fits here. You mentioned Jenna Ortega, anybody that wants a Spanish character, boom, there she is. All right. Well, it just so happens that somebody is going off on the whole representation. I told you it's not representation, it's presentation. But they really don't like what's his name? Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Simu Liu.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi actor.
So I found this story, and yes, I went through it already. MCU's Simu Liu, he's still a thin-skinned, insufferable prick. So
yeah, I noticed that when the movie came out.
Simu Liu is very active on social media, contributing his opinions to rudimentary discussions on Marvel movies, or taking aim at the detractors for viewpoints they don't share. Mocking those who predicted Shang-Chi would fail can be a weird flex, and many other similar reactions have led to people criticizing him for abusing his stature and setting up his detractors to be harassed. Liu was lambasted by a TikToker, Paris by Night Court, for believing that his presence in Hollywood is the end-all, be-all of Asian representation, and for having thin skin. The man cannot handle a speck of criticism. I guess this is, what did I do? Okay, I don't know. I guess this is her TikTok going off on him.
Simu, you're never going to do anything that Jackie Chan didn't do 40 years ago, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to play that. It didn't work out right. Liu recently made headlines for criticizing HuffPost op-ed from April, in which he was criticized for his presence in the Barbie movie, which argued that when a single actor appears to be getting the bulk of Asian male roles in Hollywood, it starts to feel like less like representation and a lot more like tokenism. Now, this is not the first time I've heard this argument. We had a little bit in the 2000s. Oh, it's a Latino explosion. I think on Saturday Night Live that Horatio Sands goes, man, 3 people are getting work. That's not an explosion. And that does happen. It's not that they go, oh, hey, we're going to have Asians get a lot of representation. We're just going to have these same 2 or 3 actors.
Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and no one else.
Well, it says
Jet Li. Bruce Lee was long since dead when Jackie Chan came.
Well, yeah, I know, but you get my point.
Daily Dot reports that Liu responded to the article like he does all his critics, proving once again how thin-skinned he is. In a now deleted post, he says, way to attempt to put us against one another, he wrote. What bulk of roles were you referring to? Are there movies I'm in that I'm not aware of? Do you really think that there's a quota of Asian male roles that is a zero-sum game? Everything I've taken post Shang-Chi was not written Asian. You got to say that about Barbie. You know, at the very least, you got to agree. I mean, unless he's Asian kin, you know, and it's marked as that doesn't look like an Asian role. Okay, so I've got to give that one to him. Paris by Night did use Liu's name as a hashtag or tag him, but her video was re-uploaded on Instagram, blah, 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 which included caption, Simu Liu is the biggest dick walking on this planet, and all you Asians eat his shit up. And he says, I can completely respect that you don't rock with me, but maybe someone for amount of hatred you feel over someone you literally do not know in the slightest, he wrote. Hope you get the help you need.
It's the funny thing, though. China hates Simu Liu. They consider him a Baizwo, so there's that.
A what?
Baizwo or Baizao is what they call SJWs.
Okay.
It's the Chinese word for SJW, basically. It means doting grandmother, but it essentially means meddling white leftist.
Okay.
In informal parlance.
Hey, look, we know he does have thin skin because he's gone off on people who have criticized people who were like, okay, the movie bombed. It was successful. A lot of people just say no, it wasn't, because it made this much and it really needed to make this much to be profitable, and it only made like $10 million over it or something like that. There was more to it. And if you guys don't remember, this was right at the tail end of you guys still with COVID. Florida was already open for business. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. But it was to show it was successful in the way that it showed go back to the theaters. Disney wins, so their next movie could be the big hit. Shang-Chi comes out, makes a moderate amount of money, doesn't blow the roof off. But the next one, that's when you go to the movie theater. And remember, it did open wider, so people were free to go see Eternals. But
most of them regretted seeing it.
Yeah, that was where it was. That was where it was more successful. Let's see. MK is asking. I'm not sure if you're a gamer these days, but have you heard people are talking about leaks that Peacemaker and Homelander will be characters MK12? I might buy a Mortal Kombat game. As a matter of fact, the reason I'm not already finished with that auction is because I'm helping Sniper Elite defeat the Nazis in World War II. I started playing a level on Sniper Elite 4, and then that was my whole day. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to write stuff down. Okay, go get lunch. Okay, then I come back. If I get into a game, I lose all track. So I try not to play video games very much. But right now it's Sniper Elite 4 that I'm playing. And I like those, and sometimes just to lose my head, I'll go into and I'll play Madden. Let's see. Everything I know about football, I learned from Madden. You want to come back? Yeah. There you go. There you go. Oh, look at you. You're real relaxed. When he's all fat like that and he's kind of sitting low, he's relaxed. He's not as stressed. Now he's stressed out because I dropped him on my shoulder. Let's see. I keep forgetting I went to see Shang-Chi in the theater. That's how bad it is. Actually, I watched it with my wife, and for the first time, she liked the movie better than I did. I thought it was okay. I thought Shang-Chi was just fine. I kind of want to watch it again. I haven't watched it since the theaters. Give it a second chance. I mean, I know it's not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but what is? All righty. I just said that to get you there. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about this story beyond the story itself. He's a douche.
He's been playing the SJW game since before the movie even came out, and I yelled at him for it over on Podcast The Storm. So yeah, this is nothing new for him.
At least he is telling the truth. He hasn't been in every movie, but the movies he has been in haven't been Chinese guy goes to China, learns his past or something like that. He's been doing roles that weren't written specifically for Asian people. If you want to talk about getting all the roles, is there any other woman of Chinese descent other than what's that freaking Brooklyn sounding girl with no neck? She's in Shang-Chi also. The one who played his sister, whose name I can't remember. No, the one who played
name water companies. Name water companies. It's a water
Aquafina.
Company. Aquafina.
Holy shit, she's in everything.
I just remember her as a water company, water bottle company.
It's like what's that movie that came out, Crazy Rich Asians, and that woman from the TV show Fresh Off the Boat was the star of it, and the one that they give all the freaking roles to is Aqua freaking Fina. Oy vey. Yeah. Which would you say is better between Scream 6 or Evil Dead Rise? Evil Dead Rise. I would say that one. Very much so.
The Scream franchise has been running on fumes for a while now.
Since the beginning. Okay, here you go. Tell me the tell me the Scream movie. You have your main characters and they meet up with their friends and they start getting picked off one by one and they have to figure out who is the killer. And it's always one of the new friends because economy of characters means also that the only people who are going to die are the new friends. Which Scream is that?
All of them.
Thank you. They're all the fucking same story over and over
Except
and over.
for that time they decided to kill off David Arquette. Spoiler alerts for
last year's Scream. Yeah, look, look, Friday 13th. I loved Friday 13th, and basically it's the same thing. A group of friends who have no business being friends because one is an extreme sci-fi geek, the other one is a slut, this guy's a jock, And then you have random, usually a black guy, random minority that is not white.
The Scooby-Doo formula, basically.
Yeah. Why are these people friends? Is always the best of Friday the 13th, in my opinion, was fourth. Why is Crispin Glover in that group? I mean, he's the most awesome and memorable character, but he has no business with these people. It's a weird setup for all
maybe it all takes place in the Cabin in the Woods universe, and it's set up that way on purpose.
Yeah, but Evil Dead Rise, I think it had great atmosphere. I do think they picked the wrong lead, because I think the one that they did pick the lead was not as likable as the mother character, who ended up being the demon, but she rocks as that freaking demon. So yeah, it's like any nitpick I had almost has a counter argument that I can see right in front of me. So
Tillium, I can't believe you're making me have to do this, but I actually have to defend Velma from a criticism here.
You really don't.
That's been the way Scooby-Doo has operated for freaking ever, and you know it. Don't tell me them being a mixed group of various cliques is a new phenomenon.
Alrighty.
Also, boot to the head for making me say even a neutrally positive thing about Velma. Damn.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Ah, goodness. What other stories do I have? I did pull up a few. Let me get rid of the older stuff so I can find what is new. And here we go.
Rhaegar, it physically hurt me to have to defend that show. Please, let's all just forget this ever happened.
Velma sucked. Oh, and yeah, they are. Somebody mentioned it. They are, in fact, doing a Beetlejuice 2, but they've been talking about doing a Beetlejuice 2 since Beetlejuice 1.
You said it 3 times.
And he did not show. Alrighty, yeah. So I do have some good news, or at least something I'm going to assume is good news until she proves me wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, the key to X-Men's future lies in the ashes of Jean Grey's past and a new Jean Grey solo series. Written by legendary X-Men writer Louise Simonson.
So they're doing Dark Phoenix again, then?
I don't care. Louise Simonson. You know what? Bring it up. Say again?
Simonson. The way you say it is weird. It sounds like the other word.
I say it the way I've been saying it for 40 years. It's Simonson. Are you telling me this is another Sienkiewicz thing where I've been saying the word wrong for 40 years?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
He calls himself Simonson, so there's that. I assume they know how to pronounce their own name.
Hey, you know what? It's not the first name I've screwed up. It's Simonson.
Yes.
No, it's not Simonson.
No.
Simonson.
Correct.
Yeah. The way you say it sounds like what Gunther wrote.
Simonson? No, it's Seaman and Simon is 2 different things.
The same. It sounds like you're saying it, like how you say Book of Horror.
What's wrong with the Book of Horror?
The way you say horror.
Horror.
It sounds like a slur for prostitutes.
Yeah, my wife has pointed that out for freaking years. I'm sorry, Louise Simonson was never a legendary X-Men. Oh, Ash, you know what? No, we're not even going to get into that. Ow. Thank you. he just slapped him with his freaking wings. But anywho, I'm happy because look, Marvel has been doing good books, but they're all done by the classic writers, and it's kind of like they're renewing the books that they used to do. It's like somebody went, I know how to keep the old people happy. It goes on. After the events of the Hellfire Gala, Jean's life is in shambles. Mutant is in dire straits, and there's nothing this founding X-Man can do, reads Marvel's announcement. She'll have to save herself first, and that means looking into her past. No, it doesn't. Please
don't remind us the Hellfire Gala was a thing.
I know, right? I loved writing X Factor, she says, and Jean was a pivotal part of the stories from the escape from her Phoenix-created cocoon to her life and death battle with the Goblin Queen in Inferno. So it's really exciting to explore Jean Jean's part in this new mega adventure. Jean has always been a pivotal character, the fulcrum upon which so many vital stories points balance. She has been constantly impacted by events outside herself and struggles to control the things she can. Simonson continues. Her life experiences have made her cautious, less impulsive, and certain than when she was certain than when she was younger. Her telepathic powers lets her know the best and worst of those around her. Yada yada blah blah blah. I'm just happy they're giving her a chance to shine.
Rhaegar, you don't want to know. You just don't want to know, man.
I'm happy that they're letting Louise get in another writing gig, and I'm happy that they're actually on something. But then we have this, kids. The legendary Frank Miller, by the way, returns to Marvel. Now I don't
legendary.
Now I don't need. Well, yeah. Look, like I said, he has produced nothing but crap for the last 20 years. But those first 20 years, I think they're good enough to have given him comic book legend status.
Is it Miller time again to steal Winkaro's bit?
Sure, why not? Let's do.
I would say he's in the conversation, but not in the top 10.
Really? You don't?
No. Dark Knight Strikes Again, Dark Knight
Returns, the Daredevil run, the Ronin series, Batman Year One. I think he's earned it.
Yeah.
He's earned it.
Those first 20 years are enough to at least excuse some of the stupid of the last.
Check the private chat.
Check the private chat?
Yeah.
It's
kind of like how we still acknowledge how awesome Alan Moore is, even though he lost his goddamn mind.
Well, okay. Look, I was going to talk about this, but let's go through his stuff. Let's maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Frank Miller has never been as good as I would say.
Just check the private chat for that one thing.
Okay, so he starts off.
Ash.
He starts off.
He's onto it.
Okay, there you go. I was gonna go for it, man. You shouldn't have pointed it out. I would have carried this away. All righty. No, we were gonna with Ash for a little bit. There you go. All righty. So let's get to the story then. Dang it, we were made. We weren't doing a good job. Oh no, I fucking closed it out. Anywho, look, they're bringing back the classic writers. They know how, and as Ash says, to push the old people's buttons. That's the whole reason why everybody's looking forward to X-Men 97, or at least they were until they announced their plans for it. You want to see these old stories. You want to see these old storytellers come back.
Well, that's the thing. The storytellers aren't the same people they were back in the 80s and 90s and when they were good. They've gotten old, and a lot of them sold out to the new establishment order. And it makes
that does happen. Obviously, we talked about Mark Waid yesterday in relation to T. Franklin, and that Mark Waid and Ron Lim, by the way, I point them both out because they were part of the milkshake thing. And what you heard a whole bunch of
jackasses.
Yeah, and what you heard from both of them is, well, women haven't been a part of blah 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 and yada yada. And my whole thing was, then why didn't you say something 30, 40 years ago? You wait until now to say something. That makes you.
Also, Karen Berger was an editor in the 80s, and I'm never letting that go.
Jeanette Kahn destroyed and then saved DC. Yeah, the DC Comics was in a gutter fire. DC Comics was great books, by the way. I've been selling them on the auction, 1970s DC Comics, the Justice League, so forth. Great freaking books. But nobody was reading them because by that point, Marvel grabbed the readers and took them along. So when DC made their shift from childish or as I would say, Silver Age silliness into Bronze Age, nobody was paying attention. I've got 3 books filled with Neil Adams' Batman and Brave and the Bold, which is freaking awesome. Steve Englehart on Batman and Justice League, freaking awesome. You've got some great Jack Kirby and his Fourth Wall, drawn great ideas. Jack Kirby's just not a great writer, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, Steve Englehart has always been good,
awesome.
though. He has one of my favorite runs on Doctor Strange ever.
So Jeanette Kahn comes in, and at first, all of her ideas kind of, well, implode. That's why they actually have this thing, the DC Comics implosion. Oh, my book's way too far away. I think I usually had it right here, but it's in the big shelf over there. So, but that was a thing. It imploded. But then she says, you know what? Let's change direction, and boom, saves DC. Disagree. Peter David, David Militia, and Mark Waid all have put out quality work. Mark Waid's Archie is awesome, by the way. And of course, World's Finest is doing well. Peter David has been doing great work at Marvel again.
Also, he's very ill right now and has, I think, a crowdfund going.
There you go.
Isn't Mark Waid also the one responsible for character assassinating Dr. Spectre from Golden Key?
I don't know. Didn't read it. I do know he's done some bad things, but for the most part, he's doing good these days. The blizzard of 78 caused the implosion. That wasn't her fault, says Jay Lucien. Well, no, that was one of the reasons. Yes, I've actually, I got a book that I read through. Thank you to Eric for recommending it to me. He says it's going to be a little dry because it's got a lot of numbers and facts in it. It really does. But the story behind all those numbers and facts are pretty interesting. I like those.
Also, dropped another link for another thing because we were talking about Peter David in the private chat.
Fandom rallies behind Spider-Man 2099 creator as he struggles with healthcare and debt. Okay, let me share this out then, and we'll talk about Peter David. Here you go. One of my favorite writers in comics. After 5 years of patiently waiting, we're getting the highly anticipated sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The first film ended with a tease of Spider-Man 2099, a.k.a. Miguel O'Hara, played by Oscar Isaac. While we'll see the Spider-Man in just a few weeks, the co-creator alongside of, okay, blah, blah, blah. Peter David is struggling to survive. This is partly due to this nation's, okay, and let's go here. In addition to Spider-Man 2099, David is known for his work on Hulk, Captain Marvel, and various X-Men. Outside of Marvel, he made a name for himself contributing to Young Justice, Supergirl, Ben 10. While he sometimes puts his foot in his mouth, he's quick to reevaluate bad takes like comment. Why did you? Is there any other story than Mary Sue? It should be about Peter David.
This is the one that popped onto my feed just when we were
to reevaluate bad takes like comments on Roman
just go to the next part.
Unfortunately, the last decade of David's life has seen him deal with a series of health issues. These have bled into financial issues between the aftermath of a 2012 stroke and divorce that resulted in veteran comic writer opening a Patreon to supplement his income. Wow. That tells you something there, guys. This one of we get in T. Franklin books more often than Peter David. Peter David's actually good at his damn job. Look, he's a freaking crazed lefty, just like everybody else, but he knows how to write a story. I did a video. It's on this channel. You know, I'm going to repost it because it's awesome and it always should be shared out. But I praise his use of his politics. He talks about how the death penalty is wrong in an issue of the Incredible Hulk. If you ever looked at Wizard and you saw the values for Incredible Hulk, it landed right in the middle of like either Todd McFarlane or Dale Keown. So it was like $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $2, $10, $10. It was this issue, and it was about this character called Crazy Eights, and she had killed somebody, and she was going to die in the electric chair. And it's all about how it's bad that she does this. Of course, you tell the story where what happened, and of course, it's her sister that did it, and not her. I thought that was a back out because not everybody has that story. Some people did it, You know, tell the story of that. That Dead Man Walking starring Sean Penn told the story of somebody who did it. And you still sympathized with the guy. I didn't, to the point where I was like, oh, he should live. No, you killed somebody. Have a nice afterlife. But still, he's a great freaking writer, and we're getting T. Franklin. And
it's amazing what a difference of actual meritocracy makes. Like, you can have whatever political viewpoint you want, but if you're good at your job, or have the raw talent, it shines through, no matter how crazy you are.
So it goes on to say, since initially posted on November 6, 2022, Kathleen, with Murphy's aid, updated supporters over 20 times. According to the campaign post, his insurance through his work at Marvel has been a lifeline. However, anyone who has had family member go through one major accident or a series of health issues knows insurance coverage is just one aspect of the financial struggles that can follow. Via the GoFundMe, fans and peers gave David's the funds to make their home accessible. There you go. There's so much more to it. Let's see, where is it? The rumored box office
basically
projection.
After that, they blah 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 on about American healthcare and everything else.
Well, I'm trying to find the link to his thing. Okay, well, go out if you want to help out Peter David. There you go. That's something. Great writer. Great writer.
This, as well as Messner Loeb, is suffering, and Birch shares out the Messner Loeb a few times.
Has Todd McFarlane ever written a DC character?
It depends on who had the rights to Spawn at the time, because, and as Maranya mentioned just after that, there was a Batman versus Spawn comic. And fun fact, guys, that was actually the first comic I ever read.
Frank Miller wrote it.
Todd McFarlane always has the right to Spawn. That is his thing.
Yeah.
Pat, like wherever he goes, Spawn goes.
Pat is Byrne's favorite too. Don't forget Mark Waid Ignited. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, everybody forget it. It's forgotten. It's gone. Is Peter David getting Marvel screwed over again? They gave him a book, but gosh darn it, he should have so much more. Definitely more than any of the Stephanies or whoever I confuse Stephanie for, and or Vita Ayala for. There's so many bad writers out there. Let the good ones have a run. I don't know. I used to, one of my favorite things from Peter David, aside from the Incredible Hulk and his Aquaman run, which is incredible as well, he used to write a column called But I Digress, and that was always interesting. Look, say hello. There you go. There you go. Now I dug that. That was in the Comic Buyer's Guide, I believe it was. Let's see. It's a Warner thing. I don't buy that they didn't know Shazam 2 and Flash wouldn't be making money, but Marvel has no market people on it. Only HR ladies writing. Are we talking about the Gotham thing, or? Let's see. I think Lizzo should play the Blob in the new X-Men movie. Is it sad that he said that, or is it sad that I went, oh, good idea? Yeah.
I think it's both. Both are sad. Both can be sad at the same time.
Now, Batman Year 2, I know was drawn by Todd McFarlane, but did he ever write a DC character? That's I don't think he wrote the Batman Year 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it depends on wherever he drags Spawn whenever he's working, basically, pretty much.
Okay, are you ready? We're gonna shift over to another story. I appreciate the way this one's being gone, because this is going to be so easy to cut up for videos and such. But here you go. I'm going to make your eyes roll, kids. I'm going to make you go, what the honest are they thinking? I'm thinking I will, because that's exactly what I did when I saw the art on this. Okay, where is it? DC animated Batman projects. Apparently Amazon is kind of coming to the rescue of Batman, an animated show, and they're creating more. Original animated movie, Merry Little Batman, and spinoff series Bat Family. 2-season series for Batman Caped Crusaders. And this is the art for Merry Little Batman. That's Batman, guys.
I can't see it.
You can't see it? Oh, I'm not sharing it?
No, you're sharing it. It's just too far away from the...
Too small. Okay,
yeah,
let me see if I can't... no, I can't do it. That's as big as it gets. But...
can you click the picture? Sometimes if you click the picture, it'll take you to its own window.
It's just not going. But
okay.
It is god-awful horrible. Here, let me share the link. I saw him. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Are you serious? It's amazingly bad. And I'll put it in the private chat for you there.
Why so serious?
Why so serious? Okay, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. Let's see. Oh, it also says download image here. Okay, maybe I don't want to download it. I just want to make it bigger for people to see. But that's what happened. Okay, never mind. So anywho, they're doing this. They want to do two kinds of Batman, one that everybody likes and one that everybody's not going to watch. And it says Prime Video today announced the acquisitions of 2 new DC animated Batman series alongside an original animated film from Warner Brothers Animation in DC. The film Merry Little Batman is ordered with a spin-off series, Bat Family, along with 2 seasons order for Batman Caped Crusaders, which is what everybody wants, from executive producers Bruce Timm and J.J. Abrams. Batman, the animated series, helped pioneer the blah, 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 blah. Batman Caped Crusader will no doubt continue the traditional, and alongside Merry Little Batman and Bat Family, we're thrilled to collaborate with Warner Brothers Animation to offer a variety of takes on the Batman mythos. This art. And Batman's a kid, dudes.
So what, this is taking place in the gap where he's still learning how to be Batman then?
It looks like...
No, Batman's not a kid. That kid's Damien. Batman's the guy on the phone.
Okay, Batman's the... Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
So,
Okay.
I was momentarily very confused.
The art is still horrendously bad, but holy crap. Yeah, maybe it'll only suck and not really, 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 really suck. Let's see. Got Thundercat vibes or like Star Trek Upper Deck. Let's see, a random here, but how did you find out Twiddles was a boy? Did they tell you or did they have to find his thing? I wasn't there. I have no part in this. But they told Gail and the kids that Twiddles was a girl. But he started doing things when he was younger, like... he loved to rub up against his play toys. And they were like, that doesn't look like the actions of a girl. So they took it to the vet, and the vet took her pinky, whoop, violated Twiddles, and went, no, he's a boy. That's what they told me happened. God bless you, Twiddles.
Oh, traumatized little bird.
Yeah. No wonder you don't like women. All righty. I got a gay bird. But no, that's exactly what they tell me happened.
What Batman said about Tim Drake Robin?
Say again.
What Batman said about the new Robin?
Gotcha. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Hopefully the Caped Crusader will be solid and not woke like the new 97. I know, right? Everybody was excited until they made that they made that announcement.
I'm curious how the writer's strike is going to affect a lot of this.
Postpone it. I mean, there's another story. I don't have it up, but somebody Andor, the showrunner for Andor, kept working, and people are saying he's scabbing, so they're attacking him for it. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I don't know. Alrighty, I think that's all the stories I had. I think that's all the stories I had, except for just a little bit, because I got actually chastised for starting on time. I I thought, well, what the hell should I do if I can't start on time and do the first story? I actually brought up this. This is a new DC Comics. It is available on the DC Universe, and it was written by Alyssa Wong. And I thought, oh, maybe let's see about it. And I was going to read through it, but I don't think we're going to do that right now. We've been on for an hour and a half. It's been fun. Oh gosh, they gave her that half-shaved haircut. Is that not over yet?
No, the I lost a fight with an electric hair trimmer is not gone yet.
It's never been good. That hairstyle has never been good.
This is basically the writer literally putting themselves in the book.
Oh my gosh, that never happens.
And they got a mini series out of it.
It always makes me think of the possessed electric razor from Danny Phantom, if anyone remembers that episode, the first episode where Techna showed up.
How do you make it go to the panel-to-panel thing? That's what I want there. There we go. Let's see. Gotham City, Chinatown. Now, when you die, you can't take anything with you. Oh, wait, no, she's a girl, isn't she? Your earthly possessions, the people you love. You see a girl whistling. In these moments, in those last moments, they seem so far away. The girl's going down. There's not that much water in a street drain, guys. All you have is your own fear and the knowledge that you're about to lose everything. And the girl goes into the drain and somebody saves her. But once in a while, you get lucky. And that's where I come in. Where are you going in such a hurry, kiddo? The rain's going to wash you away if you're not careful, or if you weigh 3 pounds. I don't know. Maybe this deserves its own video. I'm going to make its own video on that one. Anywho, any last thoughts on any of the topics we talked about here, guys?
Yeah, I think Tom Taylor stole my idea with the Daughter of Wonder Woman.
I think it's Tom King, but Tom King steals ideas.
It's the same thing. Because
Black Cat is like, I revoke your right to be considered separate human beings. You're so awful.
Yeah.
Tom Taylor, Tom King, what's the fucking difference?
No, those two actually have a running joke because they get confused for each other.
Yeah. Okay, so Tom Taylor is bad from the start. Tom King is good for the first 4 issues. That's my take on it. So Tom King, in my opinion, is a bit better than Tom Taylor. Let's see. DC has reached out the bottom of the animated shows like Thunder, Cats Roar. Can't wait to see. Ooh, they removed that Aquaman show. Did you ever see that Aquaman show on HBO Max that looked like that Thundercats Roar shit?
No, you suffered because we didn't have to.
I watched it. I watched the first episode. I watched the first 7 minutes of the first episode.
And the verdict?
If I could put Scanner's graphics on it, I would show you. The first 7 minutes, 3.5 minutes of it were Aquaman sliding off of his throne. I kid you not. He's doing this whole, I am Aquaman, ha, ha, ha. And then he sits on his throne and he slides off. And he tries to get on the throne and he slides off. Then he tries to get on his throne and he slides off. But they change it up by making him get on his throne and sliding off. But after that, he gets it and then he sits on his throne and slides off.
How in the actual hell did they actually do that?
That show was garbage. Now, I disagree with them pulling it off the channel. Hey, look, you made it, put it up there, own it. You got some bad shit on that channel anyway. You might as well put everything out there for people to see and mock like it was freaking Velma. You know, I mean, because it's in that same rough ballpark of show. That show was freaking horrible. That was horrible. My boy Aquaman can never catch a break. He did once. He did. Well, okay. First of all, his comics are damn awesome for the most part. Dan Abnett's run great. Kelly Sue DeConnick's not as much. Weren't horrible, but not as much. But as far as movies, we always have the last the actual Aquaman movie, the only DC movie to make $1 billion. Think about that.
Was an Aquaman movie.
It was Aquaman, yeah. And it was cool. I like that film.
Only DC EU movie, not DC movie. The Dark Knight made billions too.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The DC. You're right. You're right. I stand erected. Anyway, kids, thank you very much for hanging out with us, and thank you, Evil Black Cat and Dalton, for having the comments and the corrections on Simonson's name and all sorts of stuff like that. Let's see what's going on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have the comic book auction, so please join us for that. And let's see. As always,
EBC says auction on Saturday.
there you go. Oh, there you go. That's the name. EBC says, oh, that's pretty cool. All righty. Cool. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Cheers, guys.
Later, folks.
All righty.